On lesson 9.4, we're going to learn how to factor quadratic polynomials. Remember that quadratics are those polynomials where the highest degree our variable is squared. So we're talking about x squared polynomials. Let me give you a moment to read through your essential question and review the vocabulary terms. Right, we're going to do a quick review here from 9.2 on how to multiply two binomials together. So if you remember, our first method was the distribution method. I'm going to distribute this 3x to start with. So 3x times x minus 1. And then I'm going to distribute that 4, so plus 4 times the x minus 1. So everything gets distributed to that second binomial. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x. 4 times x is plus 4x. And 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. My like terms are usually the middle two terms. And my final answer is 3x squared. Let's see, it looks like negative 3x plus 4x is plus 1x, but I'm just going to write x minus 4, and that is my final answer. Some of you preferred the box method, so I'm going to go ahead and create a box here. It's going to be a 2 by 2 since it's a binomial times a binomial. 3x times plus 4, and then across the top, x minus 1. And let's fill in my box. So 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x. 4 times x is 4x. And 4 times negative 4. And then across my diagonal are my like terms. 3x squared, negative 3x plus 4x leaves me with just an x, and minus 4. And you can see I got the same answer for both methods. You might ask yourself why we just did this review, but it was because we're now going to do the opposite. We're now going to undo this multiplication with factoring. So how do we do that? And the key is that X game that we played the other day in class. All right, so really pay attention to what we're doing here so I can explain what we're doing. Now notice, my example here, I want to factor this. My example is the same as our answer from example 1. So it's this 3x squared plus x minus 4. So I'm going to show you how to reverse both of these. My key issue is when I do this is that I have no way of knowing what these values were after I add them together. I have no way of knowing what they are if I can't see the multiplication. So the x helps me figure out what those two terms were before they were combined. All of my directions are right here. So let's multiply the first and the last terms for the top of the x. So the first term here is 3x squared, and the last term is negative 4. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply those. So 3x squared times negative 4 would give me negative 12x squared. Okay. Now, it then says to place the middle term in the bottom of the x. So the middle term is x, and I'm going to add a 1 in front of that x as well. Okay, now here comes the tricky part. We're going to play our x games like we did earlier. So find the side values. You'll need those for factoring. This is the value of the two middle terms before we combined. So that's how we find these terms here. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is that when you're given one of these problems, you'll have no idea what those values were unless you do this process. So we talked about this earlier, finding all of the factors of negative 12 here. So 12, I'm just going to look at the 12. Don't worry about the x's too much. So factors of 12 are 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. So I want those to combine and become, so when I add them, or in this case subtract them, because I'm looking for that negative 12, let's see, it's going to be the 3 and the 4. So I need a negative 3 and a negative 4. So negative 3x and 4x. Okay, so these are the two terms that are important. Now, this is where it gets really tricky. I need to make sure I put those in the correct place. So let's look at our two methods, and you can decide which method you prefer. All right, let's do the factoring method first. This would be just reversing the distribution method. As a review, let's go back up to our distribution method. If we were going to do this in reverse, we start here. The first step I would need to do is I would need to split this x apart, because really what I did was I combined it to make that 1x with the negative 3x plus 4. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to split this x apart with the values that I found in my x game. So that x gets split apart into its two original terms. Then I just need to bring down the 3x squared, and I need to bring down the negative 4, the minus 4. Next step is what I'm going to do. It's called factoring by grouping. And we did this in our last lesson. So I'm going to put parentheses around my first two terms and my last two terms. So I need to see, what do I need to factor out of this? And this is the whole reason we did the last lesson. So it looks like I can factor out a 3 and an x. And what I'm left with is x, let's see, x minus 1, because 3x times x gave me back this 3x squared, and 3x times negative 1 gives me back this negative 3x. If let's see, for the next part, I'm going to factor out that 4, and it looks like I've got x minus 1, because 4 times x is 4x, 4 times negative 1 is 4. Now, if you've done this correctly, the parts in your parentheses should always be exactly the same. If these two don't match, you've done something wrong and you need to go back and make a correction. So I'm going to factor that out first, x minus 1, and then whatever's left over is the 3x plus 4. If we look at our original problem, so x minus 1, 3x plus 4, even though it's reversed, we can see it is the same answer. So I've got the same answer as my original two binomials. So x minus 1 and 3x plus 4. All right, so how do we do this whole thing with the box method? So with the box method, what I want to do is I'm going to take my 3x squared right here, and that goes in my first square. And let's see, my minus 4. So this minus 4 is going to go in the last square. And then my values that I found in my x game, that's what I'm going to put into here. And it doesn't matter the order. So I've got negative 3x and I've got 4x here. So it doesn't matter which one. I could switch these around. I could have put the 4x up in the top and then minus 3x down in the bottom. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to find the GCF. We're going to find the GCF of each row and column. And you know I'm going to do this again. So if you're going, oh my gosh, I'm never going to know all this, I'm going to show you lots of examples. Okay, so we're going to factor out those GCFs, or just try to find them. So my GCF of this row right here, we can see it's a 3. That's my numerical GCF. And then my lowest variable power is x. So that lowest degree is just the x. Then I'm going to factor out on my next row just the 4. The 4 is, okay, so there's my GCFs. Okay, and then for this next column here, 4 and 3 do their GCF is going to be 1. I don't need to write a 1 here. X squared and x, the lowest is just an x. And then since this starts with a negative, I'm going to write a minus. Okay, and I've got let's see, there's really nothing I can factor out. Okay, so no numerical, there's no x here. So if there's, remember, I can have a GCF of just 1. And then take a look across the top, x minus 1, and down the side, 3x plus 4. And look, those are the same answers. So check it off. We got them right.